What is going on, everybody? Pete Simonetti here for the one, the only NYY News. You guys already know, baby. What is going on, everybody? I'm hyped. I'm pumped. Look, I was able to have a little conversation with somebody who knows a bit about the man we're going to be talking about today. So I got some pretty decent info and insight, and I tell you what, your boy a little pumped. Not overly excited. Not like you gotta go get this dude. But I'm pumped. So guys, as always, I'm jumping on here a little early. Got about 4 minutes until 8 o'clock hits, which is the time I said I'm gonna do the live chat. Let's go ahead and do what we always do. Share this baby out. Let me go ahead and do that myself. I'm gonna let everybody know that we're here. We're getting people joining now. If you have not shared, because you guys know. Get everybody in here. Then we got to take roll call. You guys know the routine already by now. Got to do roll call. Then, yeah, I act a little bit insane for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Then I settle down and we jump into the swing of things. So for right now, share this out for me, guys. Do me a favor, would you? Share this out for me. Just share it out for me. Share it out for me. Nah, but for real, let me go ahead and share this out. And yeah, man, I'm a little caffeinated right now, so your boy might be a little overly hyped. Randy Nunez, thank you so much for subscribing, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Randy Nunez. Randy Nunez is the first subscriber of the day. Many more to follow, and many more to come in the history of NYY News. Soon to be in a couple of days, NYY News TV. My baby is being born, I'm telling you. Let me go ahead and, I'm sorry, guys. There's something seriously wrong with me. There really is. Let me share this out. Let me just take, look at this. I'm posting the wrong shit. What am I doing? Calm down, you nutcase. All right, live now. Join us. Because it is us. It's not me. It's us. Watch here. It's us. You know what I mean? It's live chat. Isn't me. It's us. It's us. You guys already know. It's us. Not just me. Who am I? Enzo. Guys, I'm getting hyped up. Roll call is coming. Attendance, everybody. Attendance. Order in the court. Order in the court. All right, man, here we go. We got some we got the folks coming on in here. Let's sit down. Everybody say crisscross applesauce. Let's have a little conversation, guys. Like I told you, I promised you guys one thing when the lockout happened, right? What did I promise you guys? I said, guys, look, there is going to be content coming. Guess what comes tomorrow, everybody? Tomorrow will be the first of my top 5 videos. So briefly, before I jump into today's video and today's live chat and I do roll call, I want to talk about that real quick. So I am starting to do top 5 videos. Those will start tomorrow. The first one being talking about the Yankees catchers and who they can go out there and get and acquire. What I plan on doing for the first few of them is going to go around the positions of need for the Yankees. So I may do first base after this, shortstop, center field, starting pitching, maybe something like that. So we will talk about all that stuff until then. And yeah, it'll give us content. It'll give us some conversation to talk about, have fun with. And yeah, so basically all of that good stuff. So before we jump into it, we got something to do. We have to take roll call. You guys know how roll call works, so don't act like you don't. We know what roll call is. I'm going to start taking roll call. You guys also let me know where you from, where you located. Where are you watching Simonetti from? Because last time we had the Crown Prince watching me from Saudi Arabia. Last time we had the Crown Prince from Saudi Arabia chilling on a tiger on a magic carpet watching your boy. So I'm a little pumped right now. So let's go ahead and do a quick roll call. And then, fam, we are jumping right into today's video. Here we go. Let's jump right into it. We have roll call time. Jiggles? Jiggles Jingle! Jiggles Jingle! Moise is my good friend. Joe, we got fam up in here. Joseph, L.I. Yankee King. Tyler, Anthony, Michael, Tyler again, Lee, Justin, Kent. We got Kent up in the place. Cope. We got Cope. We got Joe. Fam. I think I might have already said it. Arby, we got fam. Lee, Derek, Just for Fun Breaks. Johnny, Justin, Linus Check, Pedro, Aiden. Got Aiden. Got Aiden up in here. You got Aiden, you got Enzo. Hey, look, is that Enzo Sanchez? That might be the famous Enzo Sanchez. I don't know. Hirsch for real we got in here. We got fam up in here, man. Brooke up in here. What's up? What's up? Justin in here. Big Blue in the Bronx. What's good, fam? Jay Taylor. Crazy, man. We got everybody up in this mess. Ken. Big Bot. We got Big Bot. Big Bot. Big Bot is up in here right now. Big Bot. All right? Where Jiggles from? Jiggles Jingles from Albany. All right. On to the next thing. Where we watching from, fam? Where we watching from? We got Troy, New York, North Carolina, Maine, Bushwick, Brooklyn, Covington, GA, Wisconsin, Long Island, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Albany, Singapore. We got Singapore. I can't get on Rochester, Rockland County. BX, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Virgin Islands. Mount Kisco. Mount Kisco. Beverly Hills. Eddie Blanks. Eddie Blanks. Shaolin. We got some Shaolin monks up in here. Where the Wu-Tang Clan at when you need them? We got some Shaolin monks. Get out of here. Lebanon, Ohio. Ohio? This is crazy. East 56th. Big Wave, what's good? Bronx boys up in here. Bronx boys up in here. Florida, gotta love it. Rochester. Glendale, Arizona. Hi P from Puerto Rico. What's up, PR? What's up, PR? Yonkers up in here. Queens up in here. Fam. Let me just tell you guys something real quick. My team already knows this. I've been so damn hyped, guys. I've been working on so much behind the scenes. Australia up in here? Australia. We got the land. I'm not even going to do the accent, man. I'm going to look stupid as shit. The land from down under up in here, okay? PR in the house. DR in the house. Cali. We got it's statewide. It's global. NYY News, fam. Like a rocket ship. Like a rocket ship. You ain't seen nothing like it yet, and you haven't seen nothing yet. That's the thing. Wait until January rolls around. Wait until January rolls around. DR in the house, man. I love DR. I'm going soon. I can't wait. I'm going back again, baby. Oh, man, I can't wait. Nothing like DR. I love DR so much. Anyway, guys, before I lose all of my energy in the first few minutes, let's get into what our video is about. Seiya Suzuki. Seiya Suzuki. So, guys, I'm going to take this slowly. First, I want to talk about, let's get the big things out the way. Who is Seiya Suzuki? Seiya Suzuki plays for the Hiroshima Carp, okay, on the NBP League. NPB, I always say NBP, NPB. 27 years old outfielder. Tremendous numbers. So, if you guys know anything right now about Suzuki, you guys know. You know what I mean? You already know the talent is there. We always know this stuff, right? But what are the little things? What are the things that we need to know? What are the little things that make us feel? Because look, let's be openly honest, immediately out the gate. Not a lot of players that have come from the NPB or the Korean League have been really good. You know, the top two hitters, the pitchers have been somewhat successful. We've had a lot of pitchers come over and have been really good. But when it comes to the hitters, there hasn't been many of them. I mean, I can name you the two right now. Hideki Matsui and Ichiro Suzuki have been the two guys that lived up to the hype. Matsui, he didn't hit for the power numbers totally, but Hideki Matsui was unbelievably good. You guys all know Matsui was the man. He was absolutely the man. On top of that, Ichiro Suzuki was even better in America than he was overseas. So, first and foremost, fans need to understand that, because not a lot of players have succeeded here. Guys that have had terrific numbers. So the question then is, well, Pete, what makes him different? Before I do that, before I continue on, just for breaks, thank you so much for the super chat. Your channel never gets old. Love your content. The vibe and swag is unreal. Hashtag NYY News Takeover. Can't wait to see what happens in the next few days. Oh my God, yes. Look, man, hey, the swag and the style is just me. You know what I mean? I don't know. You guys that know me, people that actually know me in person, this is Pete. What you guys get is me. I mean, I'm me. I'm who I am. Man, oh man. I love stuff like that, man. You guys have, let me just, again, say this real quickly before I jump into more about Suzuki. You guys, with your messages recently, have literally continued to light the fire under me. Because some of the messages I get from you guys, they're awesome. And I'm happy that this channel does something for you as it does for me. So anyway, continuing on with Suzuki, what I want to start with is, let's look at the numbers. You know what I mean? Let's look at the numbers. And these are the things that when it comes to the NPB, you look at, but you're like, yeah, but what is that transition going to be? Is this guy going to do anything like this? Is he anywhere comparable? Are the numbers going to translate? There's two major factors here with Suzuki from what I've been told and what I asked these questions. These are the responses I got back. So let's look across the board. Remember I said that there's two things that I believe is why he will either be successful or not successful. And I will get to that. But look at the numbers. 2021 was an absolutely terrific year. The guy had an absolutely tremendous year. So 38 home runs for Suzuki, 88 RBIs. Listen to this real quick. 88 walks, 89 strikeouts. He had 317, on-base percentage of 433, slugged 636, 26 doubles. Again, I already said the 38 home runs. There was another number I wanted to look. His OPS was 1.069. His career OPS right now is 985. So, yes, just quickly, the numbers look amazing. The numbers look great, right? You see this guy and immediately you just jump up and down and go, well, damn, I mean, the numbers are obviously there. We know the numbers are there. We know this guy got a chance to be absolutely terrific, right? I mean, you see that and immediately your eyes pop out of your head. You go, holy crap, this guy has some of the best numbers that this league has probably, a player in this league has ever showed. So here's a couple of things. Danny, man, let me get to that. Super chat, thank you so much. News everywhere that Astros asking for Gallo. My team already knows what's up with all that. I haven't put a lot of that information out. Danny, man, if you guys want me to answer some questions, I promise you I will, and I'll talk about it. Let me get through Suzuki because I really want to make this video about it. But RB and Joe in the comment section, you guys already know what I've been telling you about Gallo, the Astros, the Braves, the Brewers, and a few other clubs. There's definitely interest in Joey Gallo. Don't know if the Yankees will trade him. Anyway, keep me on track. I'm easily to get off track. Suzuki, couple of things. 27 years old. He turned 27 in August, so he'd basically play all of next year as a 27-year-old turns 28 late in the season. Here's the thing about Suzuki. And I actually asked a scout who doesn't necessarily scout these guys overseas, but he knows his stuff. He knows what people have said about him. He has heard a lot of things about Suzuki, comparables, who he compares to. And I'll get to that player too. But one thing you guys probably already know about the New York Yankees is their international scouting is friggin' awesome. his international scouting is absolutely amazing. That is one of the big things that the Yankees really do well, is they have great international scouting. So they already know this guy very, very well. They've been watching this guy for years now, and they know him extremely well. That's always a plus when it comes to the Yankees. So here's some of the things I found out about Suzuki. Some of these numbers I dug up myself. Some of the little stuff, like talking about the way he plays, who he is as a person, his build, that is from a scout I asked these questions to. First thing he said about him is he has a tremendous eye, and that is going to play here in the major leagues. He has a really, really good eye. This guy can walk like crazy. He's extremely good when it comes to that. I'm going to give you some numbers to back that up. 16.5 base on ball percentage, a 16.3 K percentage. So that was going back to the 2021 season. This guy walks more than he strikes out. If you guys remember that number, he walked one more time than he struck out. But listen to this. From 2019 to 2021, he walked 263 times while striking out 241 times. I'll say that again for you. 2019 to 2021, he walked 263 times while striking out 241 times. That is exceptionally good. That is exceptionally good. So the two big things on more of, not necessarily the analytical side, but what scouts look for in a lot of these players. It's the reason why I saw somebody mention Aaron Hicks in the comments. It's the reason why a lot of analytic people like Aaron Hicks. Because when Aaron Hicks is going well, he could put the ball in the air and he walks. And that a lot of times leads to a guy with a little bit better, with a good on-base percentage, and a guy that maybe pops 20 homers a year. The one thing that Suzuki does really good, over more than half of his balls put in play are fly balls. All balls hit into the air. Now, he does pull the ball a lot more, but the scout told me he definitely has power to right field. It's just his swing plays to drive the ball more to left. So one of the big things you hear about this guy, and it's the reason why I tweeted early and I was like, Boston, because the Red Sox, he would tear that wall up in left field. So what the scout is basically saying when he tells me that is his eye isn't going to go away. He's not going to get to the major leagues and just start losing the way he plays baseball. He has a great eye. Simple as that. He doesn't chase bad pitches. He plays to his zone. And when he puts the ball in play, more than 50% of the time, it's going to be in the air. All of that right there is an analytic guy's dream. And that is what the Yankees are really running on right now, is analytics. So Suzuki really, really matches up on the analytical side of things when it comes to what the Yankees necessarily want. Yes, there's other clubs available. But hey, look, if you could add a guy, this is what 2009 was built off of, if you guys remember. 2009 was built off of players who could draw pitches out. If you remember in 2009, pitchers were lucky to get past the fifth inning if they were starting a game. Because by the third, fourth, fifth, they were creeping up on 70, 80, 90, 100 pitches already. Because this team worked the count and they waited on their pitch. The scout I talked to said the one great thing about Suzuki is those two things. But it's even more because he is so well developed at waiting for his pitch to put in play. And as a Yankee fan, if we're thinking about us as Yankee fans, we have to be really excited about the potential of a guy who walks a lot, and when he puts the ball in play, it's in the air. And this guy got power to all fields. He does pull the ball a lot more to left and right field. Defense. This is something I know a lot of Yankee fans are concerned about because he's a right fielder. He has been a right fielder. But here's the thing that I learned from a scout about Seiya Suzuki. He's very athletic. I believe it was, let me double check to make sure I'm right because I don't want to give you guys bad information. The year was 2019. 20 plus stolen bases, 20 plus homers. He was a 2020 guy. This is a guy who can do all of that. The scout said flat out, his body build, he's larger and bulkier, but he got very good speed, and his range is surprisingly good. So when I asked him about that, I said, well, what do you think about this guy playing center field for the Yankees? Is that a possibility? He said in Yankee Stadium, especially in American League East, he could probably play center field everywhere besides Boston. Because Boston's a big one, and they got weird walls and all these. That's the only outfield I would not be as comfortable putting him out there in. But he also brought up the point that the Yankees got Judge, the Yankees got Gallo. They could do a lot of that stuff. They have a lot of different ways to play. 3-time Gold Glove winner. 3-time Gold Glove winner. He's won 3 Gold Gloves. Here's another stat that you guys are going to love. In his previous 5 seasons collective, he's had 45 outfield assists. He has a cannon. He has a rocket. Seiya Suzuki has an absolute rocket on him. Okay? He has an absolute rocket on him. L.I. Yankee King, thank you for the super chat. He says, Pete, I know this is DMs. I'm going to NY on the 23rd. Maybe we can't save some NY News TV videos for the 23rd. Here's a $5 slip to keep it between us. L.I. Yankee King, man. I'm starting to like you a little more, man, really. No, that's funny, man. Maybe you get back on Twitter someday. We'll chat and we'll talk, man. You know, we've always had love for you, Li. You know, we always had love for you, man. But getting back to Suzuki, Danny, man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hicks batting 209 in the DR, filled with AA starting pitchers. Yeah, we'll talk about that more. I want to get to this part here because the scout I talked to really believes that he can play center field, especially at Yankee Stadium. He said that's not going to be an issue for this guy, especially that he's 27. He's going to be 28. So they say, you'd be more worried if he was 31, 32, 33 now. This guy got young legs. He's fast. He could steal bases. He could go first to third. When I heard all that stuff, I'm like, what? Yeah, maybe we take the risk on dude. Maybe we take the risk on dude. Maybe we take the risk on this dude from everything I've heard right now. You know what I mean? Maybe this is a risk worth taking because here is a big reason why. Rumor is right now, he's only going to command a 4 to 5 year deal at roughly 40 to 55 million. Now, if Suzuki comes across and drops 30% of his production, that's a steal. That's a steal. If he drops 30% of his production, you got to steal. If Suzuki could hit 20 homers, 21, 22, 23, 24, walk like he does, 70 plus walks a year, 75, 80, on base clip 350, 365, that's a lot lower than before. But at that money, you got to do it. At that money, it is well worth it. It is well worth it at that money. So getting to who this scout basically said he sees. Let me pull him up. And when he said this, I was like, So before I say the guy's name, I believe, you guys would know. If you were around from 97 to 2011, you'll know who I'm talking about. He compared him to his swing, and I saw it. I watched this swing now. I'm like, I get it. The follow-through is very similar. He compared him to prime Maglio Ordonez with better defense. And when he said that, I'm like, we got a deal. Like, what's good? When do we make this shit happen? Because if your boy's going to command 4 to 5 years at $40 to $55 million, bump that mess up to 60 if need be. That hurt my shoulder. If that's what it's going to take, and and we got a cat comparing this dude to prime Maglio? Sign me up, fam. Sign me up. It's Your Boy says his swing reminds me of Trout's, to be honest. Very compact. Can turn his hands nicely, and swing is nothing flashy. It's clean. I take a shot on him. Watch Maglio Ordonez's follow-through, then watch his follow-through. Because when he said it, I was like, is he really like Mags? Mags? Mags was a beast. But then you see a lot of the similarities in the swing. Watch the follow-through. Watch the follow-through of his swing. And Mags walked. Mags had he didn't walk as much as this dude, but I can see where he's coming from, the type of player. He believes he can still hit for a high average. He doesn't think he'll be a 300 hitter at this level, but he definitely thinks he'll still hit for a pretty high average. All that is exceptional. All that is exceptional. David Miser. David, thank you, man. At least we'll be about $10 million or so a year with Suzuki, about $55 million for the contract. Maybe we can ship Hicks somewhere else and bring Florial up as a backup. Hey, David, I'm right there with you on that one, man. I'm right there with you on that one. I mean, that is extremely good for me. You know, when... And also, too, the other thing he compared to the Mags, he said it's the same type of body. He has a very similar body when it comes to Maglio Ordonez. He said, but he's faster and he has a better glove and better arm. Maglio Ordonez always had a good arm, and he was a pretty good outfielder. He says Suzuki's better. So, holy shit. I'm kind of getting nervous right now. The Red Sox scooping dude up. But look, the Yankees always had a good... usually the Yankees always had a good Asian player on the club. We've seen it with Hideki Matsui, and Yankee fans loved Hideki Matsui. Oh, one more thing, too, on Suzuki. The big stage ain't going to bother him. That's one of the other things, too, because I also asked, I said, what about playing in New York? Is this a guy that we hear a lot of the Asian players, West Coast is easier to get home. Maybe we're more comfortable on the West Coast. He said flat out, nope, it wouldn't bother him at all. Not this dude. Not this dude. So, I'll tell you what, after this conversation, I am very hype about Suzuki. I am really interested in him. Yeah, guys, go watch his highlight videos. Go take a look at him. Yeah, Keigawa was not. If you guys remember, though, you guys know I always shout George Steinbrenner out. And I always show George love. Rest in peace, George Steinbrenner. God bless you. That was a George Steinbrenner move, and it wasn't good. It was a response to Daisuke Matsuzaka, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I was trying to find a good in Keigawa. I remember cats was saying, oh, he's like Tom Glavine. Tom Glavine. Who? Maybe Bobby Habben. Tom Glavine. Dom Slavin, maybe. More like Dom Slavin. I don't know who the hell saw him as Tom Glavine. You better get out of here with that mess. There was no Tom Glavine there, fam. Who do we have here? We just had another one. Luden, thank you. Ha. Like Rain Man on the will. Had no business inheriting this franchise. And Hicks is hitting 200 against washed up Dominicans. Just hold the L, Cash. Just hold the L. Yeah, Hicks is not my guy, man. I had somebody go back and forth. I mean, not really go back and forth. I mean, he was just saying I was hating on the Yankee players. And you guys watch me. I go at the people who aren't good. I mean, if you're a fan and you're just supporting guys that suck, you're doing it wrong. The one thing the Yankees need is pressure. They need pressure from this fan base. That a lot of the shit that they've been doing is just not good anymore. We need to get back to that. You know what I mean? So that's something we really have to get back to. Aaron Hicks, 209 in DR. That doesn't necessarily mean everything. But the fact of the matter is he just doesn't look good. I've seen him in center field. I see that diving catch. He looked like Bernie Williams when he came back to play in the WBC. And everybody's looking around like, Bernie, man, nah, bro. You can't do it. You can't move no more. He just doesn't look good to me. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I don't know. But he doesn't look good to me. Anthony says, hey, Pete, how's it going? It is going extremely well, Anthony. If Suzuki is as advertised, Yankees need to bounce on that before they lose out. Can't afford to lose him to one of our rivals. The Red Sox are very, 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 very interested. The Red Sox are extremely interested in him. So that I do know. I think that's actually been widely reported now that the Red Sox are interested in him. So, you know what I mean? Well, we'll leave that at that. But hey, look at that. We got almost 250 in here. Good job, guys. If you guys don't mind getting those likes up, we'll appreciate that so much. Go ahead and get those likes up for me, guys. I would really, really, really appreciate you on that one. NYY News, here we come. Go Yankees. Yes, yes, yes. Hicks is toast. Dump him. They got a lot of money on that contract. The $10 million a year isn't, gonna hurt the Yankees and beat the Yankees up much. But I tell you what, if the Yankees were smart, maybe package somebody with him, let him go ahead and go from there. But just to wrap up the section here on talking about Suzuki, go watch some of his highlights. I remember I did it after I had this conversation, and I remember the comp that was made to Magglio Ordonez, and I could see it in the follow-through swing. It's very, very similar. You could see it in the follow-up swing, and I was like, man, that is, I could see it. I could see it all day. And guys, I tell you what, if that comp is Magglio Ordonez, you go out there and look to get this guy. And another thing is, knowing the Yankees still have interest, there's things they like, because again, the Yankees' international scouting is really one of the best in the world. It's truly one of the best in the world. David says, any news on catcher? No, I have no news on catcher, but I tell you what, got a video coming out, my first top 5 video, brand new, cool format, has the whole little countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It got all that fun stuff on there. So, we picking up production over here, man. We picking up production over here. We're about to be a full-fledged TV channel, basically. And guys, if you didn't know, do me a favor real quick. I'm going to put 2 things in the chat. And you guys do me a favor. You got an Instagram. Follow NYY News Pete on Instagram. I'm going to post that right there. Boom, boom, boom. NYY News Pete on IG. If you're not following that, please go ahead and follow that. We'll put a lot of production there. We're trying to build that up even more. And also, at NYY News TV, not with a space. So let me cancel that one out there. Just flat out like that. At NYY News TV on Twitter. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. And on Saturday, when Saturday comes around, guys, remember this. Saturday comes around, we will announce via a trailer followed by a live, potentially. We don't know that part yet. I'm going to hold off on that. Followed by a potential live of what NYY News TV is going to be, who is going to be joining us, how many are joining us. Okay. But it's going to be really, really exciting to announce that to you guys and to really get the ball rolling. Followed after that will be all of our new merch and a lot of stuff coming on, and we'll go from there. Johnny, the reason that NYY News TV has not started following the regulars back yet is because I don't want to give anything away. Because when I first did it and I saw the people following me, I was about to go through everybody new that's joining and follow them. And I was like, oh shit, that's going to give it away. So luckily I stopped myself, but we'll get back to it. Richard says, Pete, the great fedora Simonetti. I'm going to wear the fedora one day on the chat. I'll wear the fedora one day on the chat, no doubt. Taco Nacho says, hey, Pete, so who's the big fish we get this winter? The big fish we get this winter's first name starts with A and his last name starts with S. I'm just waiting for the chat box to go crazy. That's all I'm doing. I'm just waiting for the chats to start going crazy. Anybody have an idea? Anybody have an idea? First name starts with an A. Last name starts with an S. Gilbert says, great analyst and research on Suzuki. Keep going and God bless. Gilbert, God bless you too, my friend. Yes. The good stuff will keep coming, no doubt about it. Guys, I'm joking about Simmons. Calm down, guys. I am joking about Simmons. It's all a joke. You know, all I can say is this. I've had my reporting, as you guys know. I've reported on what I know. One second, guys. I've reported on what I know. I have had my people tell me they don't believe the Yankees are going to go out there and add a major contract. When I went to the Italian American Baseball Foundation dinner, everybody there is under the belief that when the CBA is agreed to, the Yankees are going to come out swinging big. So be that as it may, it'll be amazing if that goes that way. I'll be very happy. We know the Yankees are going to be involved on Correa. We know that story's out there already. How real is it? We don't know. I don't personally know. I can tell you that much. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Glenn. 161 River Ave, what's going on, man? He says, right out the gates, I'm doing whatever to get Story and Suzuki in the Bronx. Man, if we can get Suzuki, Olsen, Manaya, any catcher, I don't give a poot if we get Simmons at short. I wouldn't give a poot if we get Simmons at short. Because even if Suzuki, like I said, even if he falls off 30% production, okay? Let's say he falls off 30% production. That means his homers go from the mid-30s to about the low 20s. If he doesn't walk 80 to 90 times, let's just say he walks 70, 75 times. If he doesn't bat 300, let's say he bats 270, 275. Fam, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's okay. I'm down for that. I'm more than okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. Getting back to, I believe, I don't know, I don't think I can go that far up. Yeah, Danny Man, going back to something Danny Man said earlier, he said news everywhere that Astros are asking for Gallo. I actually told my team this, and Joe and Arby, if you're still in here, you guys could back me up on this one. I told my team this in the chat weeks ago, that the Astros were actually interested in him, but then also the Braves were interested, and now I even heard that Milwaukee and the Yankees were actually talking players before the lockout began. Or not began, but before the lockout. And it's not really even a lockout until spring training gets here. Then it's an actual lockout. But right now it's kind of, I guess it kind of is, but this is like the negotiating. I don't really say it's a lockout yet because the season's still right now on. So I don't know how that is. But that's all very interesting. That's all very, very interesting. If he steals 5 bases, he will lead the team. Yeah, I mean, if he comes here and, does a little more with the base stealing, maybe he still picks up 10, 15. It's interesting, man. It's really interesting. David Miser, again, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Still think it's Correa for shortstop and will like Contreras. Hey, that would be awesome. You ain't going to hear me complain. You ain't going to hear me complain at all. I would love that. I would love that. Tyler Pearson says, we need a community Discord so the NY News community can continue to grow and learn together. Great resource for communication and group thought. I could throw that back to my team. If anybody knows a lot about Discord, hit me up in DMs. I'll tell you guys, I am not a technology-driven guy. I don't know much about it. I really don't. As much as it might look like I do, I know my little stuff, and that's it. I am not a big technology dude at all. And I know that probably sounds silly to some of you. I'm a young dude. I'm only 30, 32. I try to give myself 2 years. I'm only 30, 32 years old. But I don't know much about that shit. I don't really pay too much attention to technology, to be real with you. Danny Man says, if Red Sox get Olsen, then Cashman prospect hugged. If he falls to the Red Sox, who don't have the prospects the Yankees have, there's major issues. There's major issues there. Major issues there. No doubt about it. Gallo for prospects will be nice. I think we can land a pretty solid starting pitcher for Gallo. Especially the teams that are interested. You got the Braves. You got the Astros. And you got the Brewers. Those are the 3 teams that I've mainly heard about when it comes to Gallo. L.I. Yankee King says, go get Jonah Heim from the Rangers. I'd almost put anybody over Gary. And people say it's hate. No, it's not a hate. I don't hate Gary. I already said it. I think Gary will go somewhere else and be very good. And I hope he does. I don't think Gary is good for this club. I think there's too much pressure on him. I think at this point, there's a magnifying glass on Gary, and it's not going to go away. And it's a lot of pressure. I don't think he likes it. I don't think he plays well under it. I don't think it's a thing for Gary. I don't think it's enjoyable to him. I really don't. I don't think it's enjoyable to him. Johnny, I don't know. Milwaukee really makes a lot of sense because Milwaukee has a lot of pitching. They got Ashby. They got Ethan Small. I don't know if you get these guys. They got Peralta. I don't know if you get these guys straight up for Gallo. He has the 1 year left, so I don't know if you could pry one of those guys away. But they got a lot of good pitching. I don't think Gallo gets traded either. I don't think he gets traded either. No, amazing. Here's the thing, because I see this a lot with fans, and I don't want to make this whole chat about Gary Sanchez, but fans say, I hear that a lot, that Gary's not as bad as our fan base says. I also think you could say Gary's not as good as our fan base says. I think there's two ways around it. I just think Gary is who he is. I told you, there's an early scouting report from 2015 that basically says if he has the heart to stay at catcher, he'll be able to do it. But there's questions about him staying there. He also had a very bad attitude in the minor leagues. There's been a lot of stuff out there about Gary Sanchez that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but it's all real. The stuff I reported about being lazy, came into spring training extremely out of shape. He looks like he's gotten much better shape over the last couple of years. But there's something missing. Gary Sanchez may just not be a catcher. It may just be that. He may just be a DH. And, maybe if he goes to a National League team, he could really get his career back underneath him. He may not be a guy that could just catch that much. And that's not a knock on Gary Sanchez. It's just maybe who he is. So that happens. What about a deal with Milwaukee involving Willy Adames as part of a return for Gallo? I think I'd be very happy with Willy Adames as the Yankee shortstop. Still very young, very controllable, and all around a good ball player. But that's another one. I don't see Adames being moved. I had somebody mention to me that Freddie Peralta maybe, but I can't see them trading Freddie Peralta for Joey Gallo. That makes no sense. Maybe if the Yankees added another good prospect in there, maybe if they added a Austin Wells in a deal like that, maybe you could pry him away. But that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. Yeah, BG, I agree. I don't think Gary's as good as a hitter as Yankee fans say he is. I know you got these little numbers out that you compare him to other catchers, fine. But there's other catchers that are better than Gary. Somebody said maybe 5 to 7 best catcher. No, he's not. Gary Sanchez is maybe mid-pack overall. And I'm talking about overall catchers. So defense is production. Defense is production. You don't get away with it by just saying I'm a decent hitter. Gary Sanchez would have to be who he was when he got called up originally to make up for his defense. Jorge Posada was a better defensive catcher than Gary Sanchez. He was better than Gary Sanchez. And the one thing about Posada got better over years. He started throwing more guys out. He looked a lot more comfortable behind the plate. He started to get better throughout the years of his career. Mike Piazza wasn't a good catcher at all, but he made up for it with the bat. And he was always one of the best hitters in baseball. What do I think about the Yankees' interest in Freddie Freeman? Donovan, I've been told it's legit. And all I can do is say what I'm told. If it's from somebody I can confirm is solid, if it's from one of my guys where I don't even have to verify it with another person, I believe it. So I've had somebody tell me the Yankees are very, very interested in Freddie Freeman. Do they get him? Well, that's always another story. But they're I think a lot of the mainstream guys are also reporting that now too. So we'll see. Pete, who's our first baseman next year? Oh, Taco Nacho, man, I'll be honest with you, man. I still got to say Olsen. I think it just makes so much damn sense. It's just one of those things where you look at it, you're like, all right, that's the obvious move. Because if the Yankees get Olsen, and let's say they get Mania back in that deal, all you got to do is maybe add Suzuki. And my preference is to get a better catcher. And I don't care who you put at shortstop then. To me, that's enough. That's really good. That to me would be a pretty good offseason. Ramon says, Pete, is anyone famous joining NY News TV? Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see, and we'll see. And NY News TV is always growing, so you never know. You never know. Had a few people recognize me, too, at the dinner. I actually got a lot of messages. If you guys saw, Michael Volpe. Anthony Volpe's pops is a fan of The Source. Is a fan of NY News. Very good guy. Again, Volpe's parents are friggin' awesome, man. Michael Volpe, what a legend. Good guy, man. And, yeah, he likes NY News a lot. So I told him, stay tuned for NY News TV, Mr. Volpe. Stay tuned for it. Tyler, man, thank you so much. Hey, Pete, you think we play baseball this year? I really hope we sign Suzuki. Hope everything is well. So excited for January. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, I do think we play baseball this year. At the end of the day, the owners are eventually going to want to make money too. They already had COVID year where they lost a lot of money, to be fair. They did lose money. So, I think they'll eventually get something going. When I was at the dinner, a guy next to me works for MLB.com. And of course, even if they're programmers or things like that, I think he's a technology specialist or something like that. But, these guys are around baseball people all day, so they talk baseball. And he told me he thinks February. He said, I think it goes in right before spring training, and they'll fix it then. That'll be a wild few weeks then during spring training. We're gonna have a crazy time announcing stuff. It's gonna be insane. So it's crazy. Batting average doesn't matter. It not only matters, it's the most important stat. It's funny because analytic people really go against batting average. I'm like, why? I think batting average is a very important stat. I think it's a very, very important stat. No doubt about it. Do I think there's stats that also, determine if a player is good? Yeah, of course. I definitely think there's other stats. I'm not discrediting anything, but for the people that just discredit batting average, I think that's insane. Richard Pops agrees with you. My Pops does not think the Yankees should. And, oh, by the way, guys, happy birthday to Pop Simonetti. Today is Pop Simonetti's birthday. I spent some time with Pop Simonetti yesterday. So, Pop Simonetti, if you're watching it, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pop Simonetti. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy those Arturo Fuente cigars. The best. Enjoy those cigars, Pops. And again, happy birthday, Pops Simonetti. The big 6'9", folks. The big 6'9". Pops. The big 6'9". Yeah, but no, Pops does not want to give Carlos Correa that much money at all. He does not want to give Correa that much money at all. MLB teams don't use batting average. It's not 1970. They use WRC plus. Amazing. That's okay. But come on, man. He's my best Joe Biden. Come on, man. Come on. Batting average is a stat just like other stats. You want to sit there and say one is more important than the other one? Come on, man. It is what it is. Let's go. They may not use it, but that's also too why you got some badass contracts. Some guys being some steals too. I agree with that. I think all stats have a purpose. Pete, do you believe in Brian Cashman? No. I haven't for years, so I'm not going to change that now. Correa, 11 years, $410 million is what I do, and I play Volpe at second? I ain't never no one to get concerned about spending money because it's not mine. $410 million? You know he's played less than Aaron Judge, right, over like the last 3 years. So, I mean, I'm not knocking him. I love Carlos Correa. But wow, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of skadal right there. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Brad says his pop's 78th birthday. Wow. Wow. Ra, what's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? Ra says, when you look at shortstops currently on the market, Trevor Story provides the most value on the dollar. You know, Ra, you've heard me say it before, man. I don't disagree with that either. I don't disagree with that either at all. I don't disagree with that. I've said what I've said about Trevor Story. I think he's very athletic. I don't think I would ever be too concerned about moving Story to another position when Volpe, Peraza, one of these guys are ready. And by the way, guys, Michael Volpe said, just please don't trade him. Yes, Michael Volpe, I'm with you, man. I don't want your son traded. Anthony Volpe needs to stay a Yankee. I'm telling you guys, this kid is special. This kid is special. The intangibles are there. You can see it. You can see the intangibles are there, man. And you guys know I'm not a prospect hugger at all. I always say, if you could trade certain guys, you just go out there and do it. Kid is special, though, man. He's special. I would love Trevor Story, though. I would love Trevor Story. I think he's easily able to move. I also think Trevor Story could play the outfield. I think he's athletic enough to do it. Brett Gardner, MVP 2022. Brian Cashman believes so. Brian Cashman thinks so. Brian Cashman definitely thinks so. Johnny says, Pete, what starter do we land by trade or signing? That's a good one, Johnny. I'll go with Minaya. I think that trade just makes too much damn sense. I really do. I just think that trade makes too much sense not to happen, especially for the Yankees. It really makes a lot of sense for the Yankees. So we'll see where that goes. I just think it makes all the sense in the world. And we'll see. Hey, man, I see a lot of people shared this on Twitter. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody out there. More and more people are sharing. More and more people are joining in. The love we are getting right now is friggin' awesome, man. The love we are getting recently is absolutely awesome. So, yeah, keep that keep the love going, guys, and right back at you guys all day. You guys know. You guys already know. I just saw somebody on here. I'll take. Yankees only have 159 left with Stanton. The deal for Stanton actually don't look that bad right now. 20-something million only is basically what the Yankees are paying, so not bad at all. Steven Drew, our starting shortstop. You never know with B Cash. What do you think? What do I think of Dominguez? Excuse me, guys. Dominguez is a very raw talent. You know what I mean? Dominguez is a very raw talent. He got all the tools in the world to be an amazing ball player. Is Jason Dominguez. He got all the tools to be unbelievably good. The one thing you got to remember is the Yankees invested a lot of money in Jason Dominguez. So even when I talk about maybe they trade him for Reynolds and things like that, they're not going to be as willing to do that because they want to see that investment pay off for them. They don't want to see it pay off for another club. Even though it makes your team better, you're going to try to make trades like that without giving those guys up. Now, I'd be very open to dealing Dominguez in a deal for a Reynolds because I'm a win-now type of guy. Dominguez is probably 3 years at best away. Very, very raw talent. Hasn't played a lot of levels above. Hasn't played a lot of professional games or professional at-bats or innings under him. So he has time to do that. And a lot of that stuff showed off last year. Base running errors, not sliding properly. Little things like that. There was a prolonged slump. But this guy's a good ball player. Let him get his time. I understand the hype is going to be there no matter what we do. It sucks because, again, if this guy comes up and is an all-star and, hits 280, 275, 265, 30 homers, people are going to consider him a bust and not what they thought he would be. So let's see. Danny Man says, that Correa's best season was cheat year. You could make that argument. You could definitely make that argument. L.I. Yanking says, I stopped trusting Cashman at the 2018 deadline. Was the 2018 deadline the Alfredo Garcia deadline? Was that the Alfredo Garcia deadline? It's your boy. Thank you, it's your boy. I appreciate you, man. What's your take on the MLB supposedly using juiced balls? Oh, my God. Man. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm so happy you brought that up. And regular baseballs during the season. Pete should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, if they can do that. Fam, maybe one day. Maybe one day that will be the case. I'm gonna get to your question. I want to answer the rest of that. Let me see what Tyler had to say right here. The Yankees offseason signed Seiya Suzuki, trade for Olsen and Medalla. Trade for Willie Contreras, sign a lower-level pitcher for the number 5 spot. That would be friggin' awesome. Let's talk about this real quick. So, guys, give me a second to rant. There's been a lot of people that's broke these numbers down about this 2-ball thing, which I think is a huge friggin' scandal. And nobody's talking about it. This is a huge scandal. The players didn't know. Nobody knew when Major League Baseball was doing this. Are we going to just assume they had no ill intentions here? Are we just going to assume that baseball had no ill will or no agenda behind how they were doing this? Primetime games, the ball was flying. Not primetime games, the ball wasn't flying. It was more of a dead ball. So, I'm a little confused. I got to jump in because sometimes something throws me off. Amazing. You literally just said you'd rather Higgy than Wilson Contreras? See, that you give these analytical guys a bad name, fam. You can't say that. You can't say that, fam. Anyway, moving on. My God. Manfraud needs to be fired. There got to be an investigation. We sitting here attacking players for using a sticky substance on their fingers just to get a better grip on a ball. But Major League Baseball is setting in these different rules, and then these cats are like, yeah, use a juice ball on primetime ESPN. I mean, I don't know who it was favoring, but I tell you what, some people did some stats for Shohei Ohtani. It looked like a lot of those primetime games that he was on, that ball was flying pretty well. I don't know. I think there should be a legitimate investigation. It's amazing because Major League Baseball never investigates themselves. They knew about the steroid era. They didn't care to investigate themselves, though. So when I first heard that, I said, hold on, whoa. They were using 2 balls. One was juiced and one was the regular dead-ass ball that nobody's hitting with. My first question then is, when did they use those balls? We should have a specific date, games, and all that of when that ball was used. Why don't we have that information? Well, gee, I wonder why we don't have it. You ever thought about that? I wonder why we don't have a game log of when that ball was being used. We don't have that. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why we don't have game logs for when the ball was used. Because, I mean, you are Major League Baseball. We've had some scandals here. Why not be a little transparent? Why not be a little transparent about it? That's my thing. And for the people who actually studied this and looked at when that ball could have been used, there are some serious stats that you can go to suggest it helped a lot of people out. Juice Ball Glaber was a beast. Juice Ball Glaber was a beast, no doubt about it. Yeah, Higashioka to say he's elite, that's going a little far, bro. That's going a little far, bro, for real. That's going a bit far. Guys, I really wanted to wear the new. This is the old one. This is the old merch right here. But that's the Luke Voigt merch, man. I thought Voigt was gonna blast off with us. I had the John Johns already, but we rocking with Champion this year, man. We got all the new sweaters are Champion. Yes, they a little expensive. They're a little expensive, guys, but I just got one. Some of the team got them. I just got mine in the mail. I'll be wearing it on the trailer when we release the trailer. You guys will see it. Great merchandise, amazing quality. You're really paying for what you get, which is just top of the notch quality. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. So anyway, guys, I am gonna get ready to wrap this up. It's been over an hour. Very, 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 very happy with this chat today, and I hope you guys learned a little about Suzuki. I know I did. The comparison to Maglio Ordonez really makes sense. You guys got to take a look at that. Look at Maglio's follow-through. Then you see him. Look at their builds. It's very similar. He has a drastic leg kick a little bit, but it's a timing mechanism, especially for a lot of Asian players. They like to use a leg kick as a timing mechanism. He doesn't have that pull-away swing that you see a lot of guys have. Even Matsui sometimes had the swing where he pulls his body away and kind of slaps the ball. Suzuki doesn't have that. Suzuki has a full, fast power swing. And again, puts the ball in play a lot. So those are very good things. Anthony Napadano, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot for the sticker there. Greatly appreciate it. With that being said, guys, I am out. I need a cup of tea. I need to relax. I'm going to chill the rest of the day. Got another video to make tomorrow. Again, tomorrow, the top 5 videos will start dropping. Probably try to have one almost every day, to be honest with you. And then live chats sprinkled in between. And then Saturday, we will have the announcement for NYY News TV. So very, very, very excited. Yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining. I'll talk to you guys next time, whenever that may be. But again, tomorrow I will have that video. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.